Hey everyone, Eric on Paper here. I'm Eric and really excited to share a ton of updates in this video. Sorry I didn't have time for a Q&A because we have got a lot to talk about and I'm very excited, so let's get to it. First order of business, and the only bit of unfortunate news is that we had to recast Mary Jane. The scheduling just was not working out. Our prior actress was just unavailable most of the time and holding up production. So we had to recast the role of Mary Jane, and we found a replacement actually where I was working in October. And I was working at the Fright House station down in Tacoma as a haunt actor.
Oh, do you want to book an appointment now? I can make that.
And made very good friends with a lot of people there. A bunch of hard-working, dedicated actors really just wanting to scare the crap out of you. I can't think of a more noble goal than that. Uh, but in any case, my scene partner for my zone was a very, very talented actress, Courtney, or as I call her, CJ. And I noticed that she is really committed to her roles. She's committed to the part, getting the character down, took it very seriously. I asked her to audition along with everyone else, and CJ nailed the audition. She did a great job and brings a real wonderful, I would say a Spitfire quality to Mary Jane. And if you're worried slash wondering, like, how far behind are we now that we have to reshoot almost all of the Mary Jane scenes that we'd shot, the good news is we are practically in the exact same place. CJ came out for a number of days. We got new footage of Mary Jane. We have the scenes of Mary Jane and Black Cat interacting, which I was really excited about. And we shot a lot of scenes with her and Peter, and a whole bunch of stuff that is going to spoil some plot details, but it has been great working with her, and I think that she's going to have a very bright future in the film industry. So one day when she's, in a big time movie and I'm begging for work, hopefully she'll remember this opportunity. Other things that we've been shooting, obviously our favorites. We got scenes with Mandy and Greg, and getting to see them interact not only with Mary Jane, but there is a wardrobe change for Black Cat in the film, and you get to see another costume variant of hers at Mandy, a really talented cosplayer, made herself, and it looks great. It was very exciting to light and film, and yours truly is jump behind the camera for everything that I am not actually in frame for. And lighting has been a lot of fun. I get to really study not only what Sam Raimi shot, but also get to play with dramatic lighting uh, and things like that because I I love stylized looking movies. Let's say naturalistic has never really been in my vocabulary visually. So getting lighting that is really like dramatic, interesting, cinematic is top priority for me, and Spider-Man 4 is a wonderful opportunity to let me do that. Another scene that we shot that I'm really excited about is if you guys remember way back when, uh, I had announced the actor Bill Reed Jr. as the Lizard. Now, this guy had been waiting since the pandemic, since all other production difficulties. He had been waiting the longest time to film this part. Finally, on Saturday, we filmed him and he did a great job. And he said, yeah, it was more than worth the wait. So hopefully that bodes well for the rest of the production. Speaking of the Fright House station, they were kind enough to let us use some of their standing sets there, and they happen to have kind of a mad scientist laboratory. And so we were able to take full advantage of that because God knows I have seen enough green screens in my life to last me an eternity. And there's still going to be more, but it was really nice to light a practical set. And Bill is a real actor's actor. He wants to be in the environment, he wants to actually interact in space and move around a real environment, and not have to look at a place card off screen to interact with somebody. He wants the actor there, present, and giving the emotion. And I have nothing but respect for that. I think that is the coolest thing. So we shot a lot of those scenes, and Bill really committed to the bit. The Fright House people, they were fantastic. They gave us, all the power we needed for all our lights and equipment. They helped us move around sets and certain elements. My friend Maya Wolf, who's also a very talented writer, and Osiris, who's going to have a cameo in the movie, they helped out to be crew as well. Another fun thing with the film, we're getting a lot of the compositing and visual effects done too during our downtime. There's a question asked about the budget of the movie. I think I wasn't involved with it as a director at this point, but the Kickstarter was about $10,000, and as Bryn said, most of that went to the Spider-Man suit and getting equipment and the Daily Bugle set. Everything else that has been bought or purchased has come out of Bryn's pocket primarily, and also out of my pocket as well. I went on and bought. I went and bought a whole bunch of assets that I could use during the production, and namely, when I see lower budget films, and I'm not just talking fan films or even mid budget films, there's something that really bothers me is the lack of people in the movies. It's like you have these apocalyptically quiet streets, or you'll see a restaurant and it's like the central characters are there, and that's it. And either they choose and I'm guilty of this too in some of my films, to be clear, but either they choose like the quietest restaurants or decide not to spend the money on extras. Now, if you look at the Raimi Spider-Man films, they don't have that issue. They have very populated streets, populated subways, etc. And I didn't want this to stand out in that negative way. So I went and bought a whole bunch of assets, and it is fun putting them together. And really that's why one of the reasons why I love filmmaking / getting into movies is like I love the visual sleight of hand and trickery that goes with it all. It's really fun to put that together. I miss my calling to be a magician. I just know it. Also, we have the environment for the vulture's lair. We wanted to, just go with very, as I said, if it has to be on green screen, I want it to be something, that would be really hard to find in real life. So a lot of these elements are green screen, but we were able to throw New York in the background and have it look really good, really authentic to the movie. I think that so going forward with the movie, our goal is to have MJ wrapped in January. Uh, Connor's wrapped soon after that, and really, it's just going to be like the Aunt May set as our big set, and then a couple random bits and pieces here and there, little pickup shots and bridging scenes, and that should be it for the movie. I'm really excited. Bryn has talked to me about wanting to do, and he didn't mean this as any disrespect for these little updates, but he wanted to do a big one on the High Mountain Studios channel, like you've all been expecting, and a long, long update where we talk about everything, what's going on, etc. And I'm all aboard for that. We talked about a trailer. We just need some things to finish being modeled, so we can get them animated and put in the trailer. But that is going to be releasing, I would say, pretty soon next year. And as far as the film itself goes, we're kind of like the momentum has just been really picking up, and it's just going. It's like we're sliding downhill in a good way, fast. Just like these shooting days coming up, we're gonna get them. These shooting days, we're gonna get it taken care of. I'm very thrilled. Everything is looking good, and it will be done pretty soon. So, um, I don't feel comfortable putting a date on when, because inevitably there'll be some kind of jinx. So thank you very much for all your support and all of your um, understanding that a film of this length and complexity, and I just didn't want to, I didn't want to just like throw something out into the world and say, here, come on, it's done. Now, you have all been waiting so patiently, and I want to give you the best product I possibly can. And for those of you that stick with us, I really appreciate it. I can understand if you have doubt, but um, well, I hope to prove you wrong if you do. And so for 2026, let's talk about resolutions. Mine is to get principal photography done on Spider-Man 4. What are yours? Well, I hope one of your resolutions is to keep telling your stories, and I hope you have a happy new year.